But to fail to update this many files is an egregious, flagrant violation, not just of the agreement, not just about the paper, but about the trust that I put in my victim witness program and that the community puts in our victim witness program. That will never happen again.
A WTOC exclusive. The Chatham County District Attorney has fired one of her victim advocates. These are the people responsible for staying in touch with the victims of crimes in our area.
And in this case, the suspect in a November attack allegedly attacked multiple people once again while out on bond. You'll remember last month we told you about a Savannah man who attacked a CAT bus driver along with a blind woman on a CAT bus. Well, we've since learned that another man says he was attacked by Collier, Randon Collier. You see him there as well back in November. He says he wasn't notified that Collier was even out of jail by his victim's advocate. That's where things took a turn and the advocate was fired. Our Madeline Bierster joins us now live in the studio.
All right, Madeline, what can you tell us happened from there?
Well, Don, Mike, I reached out to the DA's office to ask about Collier's long rap sheet. I also asked some questions about the victim's advocate over this case not maintaining contact with that November victim, about important court dates. That opened an internal investigation at the DA's office, and just days later, that employee was terminated. In a WTOC exclusive, we spoke with the victim, and we're also hearing inside that meeting when this employee was fired. What started as a normal November morning while on a work trip here in Savannah quickly turned violent.
I was grabbing a cup of coffee on Bull Street at the Foxy Loxy Cafe.
He says that's when the suspect, Brandon Collier, allegedly attacked a SCAD student, and then Collier turned his attention towards Jones.
And then kind of made a beeline towards me. At that time he noticed he had a huge, at the time, it was a liquor bottle. It was a very large liquor bottle, approximately like a foot in length. It was a really big one. And he had kind of turned that upside down to serve as sort of a weapon, and was making gestures like he was going to hit me after he had that same interaction with the kid.
This all happened at 7:30 in the morning. From there, Jones says that Collier then walked over and began harassing Georgia Power workers.
When the police arrived, they had a brief conversation with him, and then a fight ensued with a handful of officers and that individual.
He says as a tourist, he loves Savannah and was upset and appalled to have this situation happen right in front of him. And in the months since, he says it's only been made worse by his victim's advocate with the DA's office.
They didn't bother to even reach out to me as a victim to let me know that the individual was free on the streets on bail. I only found that information when I did a Google search of him and found the most recent situation with the bus driver and the new victim.
The DA's office clarified that the judge in his case signed the bond order from the November attack. Our inquiry into why this November victim wasn't notified then started an internal investigation that revealed flagrant violations by this employee. Documents released to WTOC reveal the victim advocate in this case failed to report to Jones that Collier was released on bond, but instead said to Jones that Collier was still in jail. The employee worked as a victim's advocate for the DA since 2014. During this investigation, multiple other mistakes were identified about not notifying victims.
I looked into other cases assigned to this advocate and randomly picked 15 cases, some murders, some domestic violence cases, burglaries, elder abuse, SVU, sexual assault, and in looking at those 15 cases in the span of 12 months, I found no initiation letter, no contact with the victim.
In a release from the DA's office, this particular advocate exhibited extreme negligence and not only failed to do their job responsibly, but failed the many victims entrusted in her care. DA Jones says this will not be tolerated.
I am disappointed, heartbroken. I feel betrayed. I'm angry. Whether you know it or not, your co-worker was terminated on the spot today, just now.
The victims who have been impacted are all being contacted by the DA's office.
I will turn in my bar license before I allow that to happen. happen again. It's not just a job. Somebody's depending on you. Please don't let them down.
As for Collier, out of his more than 40 arrests, most came before DA Jones took office in 2020. She says her office so far has only handled 3 of his cases. Collier's next court appearance is set for the 17th of this month.
All right, thanks so much, Madeline. Ahead on B News at 6.